In 1867, America's Secretary of State bought Seward's icebox from Russia to national mockery. But what people didn't know was that he was actually trying to buy Greenland, and Iceland too. The deal's almost passed. Wait, and did we mention that same night President Lincoln was shot? He was stabbed. Thanks to a metal brace he wore for a broken jaw from a carriage accident. He survived. Who was this guy? William Henry Seward, a man with the stubbornness of a bull and the vision of a hawk. He was Lincoln's right-hand man and a fierce abolitionist. He spent the Civil War keeping Britain and France from endorsing America's breakup. But behind the diplomatic finesse was a powerful belief system. Seward believed that commerce and civilization marched hand in hand, that trade routes built peace and economic influence beat armies. This was 19th century American expansionism in its purest philosophical form, not just land for land's sake, but territory as the scaffolding of a new global order. He stayed on as Secretary of State under Andrew Johnson, bruised, bandaged, but more determined than ever. If manifest destiny was America's religion, Seward was its high priest. But when the continental frontier was filled, he turned seaward to the Pacific. He even pushed for the annexation of Hawaii way back in the 1850s. To Seward, these islands were future trade hubs, military outposts, steps on a bridge to Asia. Seward dreamed of a transoceanic telegraph system tying Europe, America, and Asia into one economic brain. In that brain, New York, not London, would be the global financial cortex. He called commerce the engine of civilization. Before Bitcoin, before PayPal, Seward wanted a unified global monetary system. To him, political power follows economic power, not the other way around. And while we're talking about vision, Seward wanted a transcontinental railroad to link Atlantic to Pacific, and eventually a canal across Central America. Yes, decades before the Panama Canal was dug, Seward had already sent expeditions to scout the site. He saw it as a shortcut not just for ships, but for power. As for why did Seward covet the North Pole? Because he was already imagining the day when the U.S. would square off against Russia for Arctic supremacy. Most of Seward's plans were too bold, too strange, or too early for his time. Congress blocked some, presidents ignored others, but within decades, every one of them came true. Hawaii was annexed, the Panama Canal was built, America became a Pacific empire, and Alaska turned out to be sitting on gold, oil, and strategic might. Seward didn't live to see it. But America's footprint we know today was built on a blueprint he drew in his mind. A man once ridiculed for buying ice ended up lighting the fire of a new empire. Thanks for watching.